Hi, my name is Melinda Martinez, and I am an emancipatory school leader. It's been a long road to get here, and I'm thankful for the MELS program and all the wonderful mentors I've had along the way. I wasn't always an emancipatory leader. In fact, I grew up in the 1970s in Los Angeles, where Spanish was discouraged and assimilation was a survivalist strategy. It wasn't until I was in college when I heard the first Latina voice in literature. It was someone who I could relate to, whose story reflected mine, and it was from there that I never looked back. I had to change the classroom experience for those that came after me. So I graduated from UCLA. I got my teaching credential in the program for BIPOC students at San Francisco State, and I started teaching in the inner city to marginalized communities. I learned along the way from other teachers and from my own students how important community cultural wealth was. Though we didn't have a term for it, we knew our students needed validation, opportunities, and culturally responsive teaching. We created strong learning familias focused on social justice and took our students out in nature and the arts. We created projects for them to share their stories and multidisciplinary ethnic studies courses. Years later, I started working as a teacher trainer for a statewide program whose social justice mission aligned with my own. There, I got to learn from other amazing educators like Dr. Lara Rendon, who wrote the book Senti Pensante. During this entire time, I was struggling though. I was a single parent. I never made the time or had the resources to go back to school to formalize my education with a degree, even though I had lots of experience. I would look at all the possible programs, and none of them really spoke to me, anyways. Besides, it was that imposter syndrome that lurked deeply in my subconscious, a residue from a collection of experiences in a society that failed to uplift and value women of color in education. One day, I was frustrated at work, and even though our mission was to uplift communities, sometimes our own internal organization felt embedded in a nonsensical hierarchy. I typed in the words Indigenous leadership and I was really wondering about what other kinds of models existed. When I typed in those words, it was such an amazing thing that the MELS program popped up. So that was it. I knew exactly what program I wanted to go to. By then, my son had graduated from high school, and I had no more excuses to go back to school. The MELS program validated me as a BIPOC educational leader in a way I've never been validated before. Doc and Dr. Burciaga encouraged us to tell our stories, to tell our own epistemologies, and to learn the value and meaning of decolonizing education through the readings and through the projects we were assigned. With Dr. Lacey, we got to conduct action research. Our class did the work as a group, and I was able to learn from all different level of amazing educators who were my classmates in our cohort, who are now my dear friends. We also got to read a lot of Indigenous leadership essays and research, which was something that I really admired in the way that Dr. Lacey presented her curriculum, and I learned a lot from it. Now, with masters almost in hand, I can confidently say I'm an emancipatory educational leader. What now? Well, I'm 56 and still going. I definitely am finding a doctoral program that hopefully compares with MELS, and I know it's going to be hard to find. I aspire to be one of the directors in our program, and in the next 3 years after that, perhaps open a wellness center in northern New Mexico to focus on writing in Indigenous practices, bringing in the community, and also working part-time as an instructor in the credentialing program at the University of New Mexico. Wish me luck. Thanks for listening to my story.